name's Travis Hensley. I'm from Tippecanoe, Indiana.
And what is this?
It's a 1967 Diamond T.
And how long have you had it?
My grandpa bought it in 1977.
What? Has it been in the family the whole time?
The whole time.
Whoa.
Grandpa said it was the first new truck he ever bought.
Wow. So what's it got for an engine that we can hear right now?
It came with a 250 Cummins originally. Grandpa bought a 350 Cummins from the junkyard in Warsaw, Indiana.
And what about transmission?
It's got a 13-speed Eaton.
And when was the first time you would have driven this truck?
A year ago when it was restored. This was my grandpa's baby. He loved this truck.
Has it been restored more than once?
Only once. Yep, just last year.
So was it sitting for a really long time?
So we used it. Grandpa bought it, like I said, in '77. It came from Inwood Feed and Grain. About 10 miles from our factory, they had 3 new cab-over Peterbilts coming, and they didn't like the truck. So it didn't run. Grandpa paid $4,500 for it, got the engine running, and yeah, put a crane on it, and we used it in millwright. We used to build feed mills, and yeah, so we used it up until 2006 when Grandpa started restoring it.
Wow. Is it basically the same as it was when he first had it now, or?
Pretty much, yes.
Look at the painted wheels too.
So my grandpa started working on restoring it in '06. The cab that we had originally was junk. The crane had fallen on the roof a time or two, so he located this cab out in Nebraska. It's a mid to late '80s cab. It's what they call a hi-hat cab. We couldn't find an earlier one than this one. So
what would it be a cab off of then? Because Diamond T wasn't around. Is it just a?
Actually, these cabs were almost all universal. They fit auto cars. They fit whites. So it was a universal cab. I believe they were made up in Ohio by one company.
Aha!
Consolidated cab, I believe.
Was there anything that was exceptionally difficult to find in the restoration?
The hood is the original hood, and that was the hardest part to restore. It's not a poly, it's not a plastic, it's not fiberglass. It's a really weird material, and I think their claim to fame was that if it cracked, it could be reheated and kind of melted back together.
That doesn't exactly sound like the greatest idea.
It was not. These cabs, or excuse me, the hoods you can't hardly find them. They don't exist.
So did you know that was the case for the hood, or was that like a trial?
We did not. So when they were restoring it, they said if they had known what they were going to get into, they might not have bid it off. So
where was the restoration done?
It was done by Watkins Truck and Trailer in Plymouth, Indiana. They had restored. They don't professionally restore. They run a truck service company up there. We've gone to school. I mean, friends with them for years. But they've restored some old Macs of their own. And a guy that was working for them, his dad actually drove this truck while he worked for Inwood Feed and Grain. And so they asked him if he wanted to help work on it. He said, absolutely not. Then they told him exactly what truck it was. And he said, well, I guess I have to.
So have you been around trucks your whole entire life then?
Yeah, so my family, we build auger trailers, feed trailers. So trucks are kind of normal in and out. You know, my whole life I've been around it. So I know I don't look much like a trucker.
I love those shoes. Did you get to ride with Grandpa as a kid?
All the time. So
in
riding
this
in this truck, absolutely. So when I was a kid, I was tied to Grandpa's hip. We went everywhere. And so this truck is extra special for me, especially to the whole family. But I just remember riding with Jobs. I was tied to his hip. Everywhere Grandpa went, I wanted to go with him. So
did he ever let you drive it?
Not as a kid, absolutely not. That was his truck.
What's your favorite thing, other than it being Grandpa's truck? What's your favorite thing about it?
The white steering wheel.
Oh.
And I know that sounds stupid, but I just remember Grandpa having this old truck having a white steering wheel.
If anyone wonders why it's running right now, we are at the Mid-America Truck Show. It's really cold outside. We're waiting to get inside as soon as possible. Oh, you got a retro wheel on it now.
The original one was dry rotted and cracked. We couldn't reuse it. So the interesting thing about this particular truck, when Grandpa bought it, didn't really realize, what it was. He said he bought it because he was poor and couldn't afford a Peterbilt or a KW. And so this truck rolled off of the line February 10th of 1967. We still have the original build sheet.
In Chicago or in Michigan?
In Lansing. And so a couple of months after this truck was built, White Motor Company, which owned Diamond T and Rio Trucks, merged the two companies. And so they became Diamond Rios a couple of months after this truck was built.
So you got one of the last ones?
So we got one of the last ones.
Do you know where it went straight away? Because he got it used, you said, right?
He got it used, yeah. It was originally bought. There was a gentleman up around Wanata, Indiana, Bailey's. I can't remember the gentleman's first name, but they bought it. And they sold it within a year or two to Inwood Feed and Grain, which is, between Plymouth and Warsaw in northern Indiana.
Yeah, and then, so it spent its whole life in Indiana.
Its whole life.
Did he drive past it and see it regularly, or he just?
He did. So it was. They had it sitting out in an old Quonset hut. So he stopped in one day and asked them. They're like, "Yeah, we'll sell it, $4,500."
So it didn't run, but it was out of the elements.
Correct. I have one of Grandpa's old hats sitting there on the dash.
I'll have to look through the window. So when did you drive a truck? Wait, for the first time, was it this one?
Yes.
Well,
no.
Okay.
First time I drove this was last year.
Okay. But you've driven.
But I started driving trucks. Grandpa taught me how to drive. We would deliver feed trucks around the country.
Together?
Yeah. He would always say I drive too fast, but
well, why would the truck be able to go that fast if it wasn't supposed to?
That's what I told him.
Right, Grandpa?
He said not with me in it.
How fast will this go?
I've had it to 65. That's pretty much it.
Downhill or uphill?
Both ways. The paint job and the restoration on this truck is just, they did an amazing job. It's beautiful. Grandpa was very specific about making sure we kept the old style rims and axles on the back. Now, he wanted aluminum up front, but he wanted white painted wheels on the back. So we kept his wish.
And then is this the paint that has always been on it? I mean, I know it's been repainted, but is this?
So this is the original color. We looked it up, and the funny thing is, we had it repainted when Grandpa originally bought it in '77. We had it repainted by Reichert and Monosmith in Bourbon, Indiana. And there's a Napa store in Warsaw, Indiana that mixed the paint originally in '77. They still had the original paint code from back then. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Wow.
So this was the original Diamond T red and the original paint color when we had it repainted in '77.
Well, that's amazing that it's been in the family all this time. You didn't have to hunt it down or something.
It's awesome.
It's beautiful.
if Grandpa were alive, he would say it's way too stinking nice. That's what he would say.
I don't think he'd complain if you drove it fast this
He
time.
would-
He'd
he
just
would.
be sitting there
Nope.
smiling.
Nope. He would want it. He appreciated trucks, so he would want it. We're honored to be part of the American Trucking Historical Society, and met a ton of great people here. And yeah, we love to get it out. It's kind of a rare thing to see, so we love showing it off.